Hello everyone, I'm Raphaelia McDonald, freshman student of Valencia College enrolled in ENC 1101 with Professor Chansey, and today we will be looking at cause and effect, which is one of the rhetorical modes. Okay, now we'll move on to the definition. So you may ask, what is cause and effect? After something happens, it is natural human tendency to ask, why did this happen, or what effect it had. Now, the whole thing that happened can be considered as the cause, and the result of what took place can be considered as the effect. The whole visual representation shows the relationship between the boys with the gull stick and the broken vase. And it's pretty much self-explanatory in regards to what is the cause and what is the effect. The broken vase is a result of the boys swinging the gull stick. Example of cause and effect. Here, some simple examples are presented. These are just for identification purposes, in other words, to help us identify the differences. These examples contain signal words, which we will look at in our next slide. Feel free to pause the video, look at the pictures, and link the ideas to the written example. Okay, so in example 1, we can see where the cause appeared before the effect. On the other hand, in example 4, the effect came first. So that is how it will appear in different forms. It is not just structured to say, okay, the cause will come first and then the effect will follow, but it can be interchanged. Okay, so signal words. Driving on the road on a day-to-day basis, we come across so many signs. These signs tell us what to do and make things clearer and free from chaos. Similarly, signal words show transition between an effect and a cause. Note, a single word is not always present, therefore, it is good for us to be able to point out the relationship between the two. So some of the frequently used words are because, since, due to, if, when, therefore, as a result, consequently, thus, etc. So these are just a few words that are used. Based on the attached photo, I managed to create an example that does not include a signal word, but the relationship is still noticeable. The man sat on the tree branch he was cutting, fell off, and broke his leg. Importance of cause and effect. It is often human tendency to question things. In most situations, we just don't take what we get. However, we ask questions. Cause and effect expresses a relationship between events or things. It gives answers to questions, and in some cases, information may be analyzed to create a solution. There are instances where one cause has several effects, or several causes can produce one effect. On the next slide, we will see that we not only have cause and effect essays, but we have causes essays as well as effects essays separately. In other words, an essay can entirely talk about the causes of eating disorders or the effects of divorce on children. If we should look at what are the causes and effects of flooding, then we could be able to generate a full essay. Moving on to our next slide, tips for writing cause and effect essays. In the latter part of the previous slide, I mentioned something about the breakdown or type of essays. Cause essays answers why, effect essays answers what happened afterwards, and cause and effect essays answers what is the chain of events. In other words, explain the order and links between events, situations, decisions, or trends. In writing these essays, thesis must grab one's attention. Be clear and unexpected by selecting aspect of the issue that will interest the audience. Okay, so let's take an example from the next two slides. What causes people to have eating disorders? Yes, we know that a common cause could be as a result of their busy schedule, therefore, it causes them to fall off track completely. But what about exploring anorexia and bulimia, as well as psychological factors? So you see, there are many ways in which we can engage our audience instead of stating the ordinary or the obvious. Continuing, be clear and organized, as was mentioned before. That way you engage your readers and not confuse them. It's either you list the causes first, then state the effect, or the effects, then the causes. You may even order it as it relates to the level of importance. Then you will move on to supporting your data with statistic, credible sources or examples, as well as authorities. Moving on to our last slide. I believe that selecting a good essay topic is one of great challenge. A good topic results in a good thesis and a good essay overall. There are many topics over the internet in areas such as mental health, parents, education, travels, racism, and much more. I've attached some common examples used for essay topics, including the frequently used cigarette question. Never gets old, right? You may go ahead and research into these examples. Okay, so we have come to the end of my presentation. I hope it will be of some help to you. Thank you for watching.